folks, welcome. This is the closing argument, and we're live this morning from Red Light. It's a beautiful morning in Red Light, and normally on a Wednesday morning, the atmosphere in this part of Liberia, in this commercial city, appears to be very, very interactive. Commuters, street vendors are moving on to their various destinations, selling their markets, to sustain themselves and their family. And so this morning, we thought to come here in Red Light Market with the closing argument. I'm Anthony down to give you a view of the area and the possibility exists. Talk to a few vendors who are selling markets along the streets. Get to know how the market is and probably explain to us a little bit about the market situation, the buying activity, how smooth is it going, whether it's normal or whether it is abnormal. But so we're here this afternoon, share the live and invite your friends to follow as we come to you live from Red Light. Remember, Liberia economy has been receiving so much criticism lately, and pundits have said inflation might some way somehow come on the increase before the 2029 elections. But as it stands, the exchange rate in the country remains 180 at some areas, 181 at some areas, 182 and 183 in other areas. Commercial goods, like the everyday goods that we use, gasoline, the price for a mayonnaise jar of gasoline is currently at 250 Liberian dollars. Half gallon, as we all call it, is being sold for 450 Liberian dollars. 1 gallon of gasoline is being sold for 900 Liberian dollars at some places, 850 at some places, 840, 860. And the prices varies because those who are selling, they want to have their goods and their services leave their hands as soon as possible to get another one. So we're here this afternoon. My name is Anthony Dan, and this is the closing argument. We are going to be walking through the sidewalk of Red Light area to speak with street vendors, to speak with people who are selling the markets, to interact with them, to get their views on how smooth the market is going, and just tell us how's the prices like since comparing the previous administration of His Excellency former President George Weah and the current administration of His Excellency President Joseph Boakai. How's the economy like? How's the buying going? What are the goods they buy? How long they stay with them? To just give us a synopsis of their activity here in Red Light. So we're here. We hope to speak with some of them. There's the view of Red Light Market. You can also comment and tell us where you're watching us from, and we will give you a recognition on the broadcast and on the podcast here from Red Light, Monrovia County. This is the closing argument. This is the view of the area. And market is going on smooth. People are selling. As always, as it is, the view of the area never dies. And the time it gets more interesting, the time it gets more favorite. The time it gets more favorite is when the independence, when holidays are coming around. It gets more interesting. The foods, there are too many different kinds of foods, too many different kinds of faction, and it gets interesting on a daily basis. So there are a lot of vendors here who we might want to speak with this afternoon on the closing argument to give us their view on the market. How is it going? I know you're not giving me people, just talk to us more. Good afternoon. What's your name? Something very simple. Something very, very simple. Just tell us how's the market going. whether the buying is encouraging or not. Just tell us her name. What's her name? Blessing Harris. So Blessing, tell us, since when you came here to sell this morning? About 10? Okay. So you're selling, I see you're selling vegetables, you're selling fruits, and you're selling some cornflakes and other things. How's the buying going?
Yes, at least I'm blessed, but you know, running is easy more than so
the buying is going smooth.
Yeah.
So
the only problem is there
PCC, Paynesville City Corporation. So what's the problem?
You know, everybody got the building behind. She has said we ring sack and then we jump on the so the only problem there right now.
Running with your market, we buy everything. Wow. So what have been their instructions to you all the vendors along the area?
Well, they told us not to sell along the road.
But again, where do you sell? But again, when you leave the road, where do you sell?
Nowhere, because for us, we won't get special road to sell, and other people, the way they get respect for us, we get respect. So we are along the road selling. When the PCC come, we're running, we're doing it.
Okay. All right. So if you compare, how long you been selling in fact?
I started
2024. So if you compare from 2024 up to now, how's the market going from 2024 to now?
At least I bless God for my market, no market, because every day people will let you
all right. So you say what's the name?
Blessing Harris.
Thank you, Madam Harris, for talking to us. So that is one of the vendors who is here in red light. According to her, the market is normal. Normally, when the season is around, the market goes normal. And I mean, one disappointment she mentioned was the disturbance to street vendors by the Paynesville City Corporation. According to her, these some of them who does not have spots to sell along the road, they sell on the sidewalk that swiftly from the interference of the PCC, driving them away, you know, and getting the markets in danger. This is the view of red light market. We try to bring you this view. We try to show you how red light market is today, Wednesday, and talk to few vendors. Talk to few street vendors and tell us how's the market going. Comparing the previous market and now, how is it going? How nice? I mean, business is being ran here in red light market. This is the famous red light market. Those of you who are following, for a while have not seen the view of the area. This is how beautiful Liberia commercial city, a much rather commercial city, in fact, Paynesville is. I mean, it's beautiful. People conducting the normal businesses. The road is padded up, copybooks, fashion, I mean, accessories, food, sneakers, slippers, you know, bathroom materials, fashion for the hair, you know, and different kinds of things have been sold here in red light market. This is the view, and as we move on, we'll talk to one or two persons and get their views on how frequent the market is going, how encouraging it is, and how they intend to run this, you know, their own pace on this side of Liberia. So we're here. This is the closing argument, and Anthony, we are bringing you this view because we thought it's important. Today is July 8th, and approximately, I even hear yourself talk. If you keep along with someone and you don't hold your hands, trust me, you're not going to see that person until you get back to your house. And if possible, you might not even see that person until the next day because, hey, the market is jam-packed when the holidays are approaching. Too many markets, too many umbrellas, too many wheelbarrows. I mean, too many buckets too many people. Just too many people. From 72nd Junction, moving onward to pack up in the area is jam packed. People gather from different areas with different markets. I mean, selling, making profits. This is the view of Red Light. This is the view of Red Light, and this is how fascinating it is. Different areas, different corners. I mean, different people with different markets. And let's see if we can hit the main street. Let's see if we can hit the main street and give you an area view of the area. But this is just the beginning, folks. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And I mean, it's always fascinating. It's always different when it comes to Red Light. It is always a mood that you wouldn't want to miss. A mood that you always want to see in the commercial area, the commercial hub of Paynesville. This is Red Light, the famous Red Light Market. And we want to say welcome. Like I said, we try to bring you this view of the market today as the Independence Day approaches. There will be too many of it that we're going to do. Too many. Today just the viewing segment, and we will bring you an exclusive interview section a day or two from now in this very Red Light area with vendors, with people who come to buy, with people who are moving, with motorcyclists. We will come here a day or two from now and bring you and give you that update, give you that footage, and I mean just show you how Red Light is on a normal Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, and you might not be here right now, but if you will come here a day, like I said, a day or two from now, or you might come here around the Independence. Trust me, you will get lost, even if you know Red Light. You might get lost, even if you know the area, because you will not recognize where you are unless you are very smart enough, like the vendors who are here. You are very smart enough to capture those specific and major areas in the market. If you're not smart enough, trust me, you're not going to make it home early. You're not going to get to your family as early as you can, because the market is going to be packed to capacity. These empty spaces you're seeing, motorbikes are not going to be passing. These sidewalks you're seeing, they're all going to be flooded up with different type of markets, umbrellas, clothes bags, different kinds of things are going to be here. And we are going to walk onward to around Moses Shoe area and just give you this view, just show you how Red Light is today. And like I said, a day or two from now, we will be hitting Red Light again with another splendid footage. That time we're going to bring you interviews and talks with street vendors. Like you are from the leader we talked to. She just gave us her own synopsis of how the market goes in Red Light and how the buying is going with all. And according to her, she's been selling since 2024. So more of these interviews will emerge. You also seeing the Paynesville City Corporation workers. They are filling the drainages, because if you live in Paynesville, there was a very heavy downpour of rain this morning. And according to District 4 Representative Michael Thomas, they might not want to experience what the Republic of Ghana experienced a few weeks ago. The city got flooded. Thousands of people lost their belongings, their properties. Few others died in the process because some of them could not stand the resistance. They didn't have the resistance to water. They were not strong enough to survive the flood, and so they had to die. Because flood is one thing that destroys things in a split second. So the Paynesville City Corporation workers are making sure they clean the drainages, make sure the sand, the dirt are not there, and so that when the rain falls, it passes through the drainages smoothly and without any hindrance. So they're here the morning. They've been working since this morning at various drainages, not just in red light, but also along the Japan Freeway. They've been working also along the Police Academy area. They've been cleaning up along the Dupont Road side. They've also been working, and interestingly, people who have their homes, who have their fence along the road, they are even helping the city corporation in the process to making sure the drainages are clean. I mean, dirt are not there, because remember, when these drainages are flooded, the PCC are not going to be the one to experience, even though they might experience it, because some of them work there, but the PCC might not be the one feeling the weight most. The people who have their horses along the road, the people who have their businesses, their shops along the road are going to be the one that's going to be the direct affected persons or direct affected people from these flooding. So private citizens are taking their finances, private citizens are taking their resources, and I mean, having the drainages clean, and so that when the rain falls, it passes through the drainages smoothly without any hindrance. So we are breaking. This is red light. We've walked for almost 10 minutes now, and you can see everywhere you pass, there is a certain market that is being sold. Everywhere you pass, there is somebody that has something in their hand. That tells you that there is some level of seriousness in Liberia and in Liberians, because everyone wants to have something doing. Everyone wants to have something that they can do to sustain themselves and their family. Even when a plastic bag, they sell it. Yes. Even when a cream, even when a grease, they sell it. Because the thing is, the government is not going to be the one helping you every time. The government officials are not going to be the one providing for you every time. In fact, some of them even say in their various chambers that they get tired of this situation. Because you wake up one early morning and everything you see is people gather at your house, you know, to buy food for them in the morning. People have gathered at your fence or at your gate, you know, to pay their house rent, to pay their children's school fees, you know, to pay their baby mama bag fees. And so Liberians have said to themselves, we cannot be the one going to the lawmaker house every time begging for money, begging for something to eat, you know, begging for an opportunity. We can create that space for ourselves and we can make it work, because if it works for us and it works in our favor. Like I said, a few days from now, this entire area, motorbikes are not going to be passing. The motorbike is going to be stopping at that cream and green building you see in that distance. The motorbikes are going to be stopping in that cream and green building you see in that distance, because there is going to be no space here for motorbikes, for movement. There's going to be no space here for free movement of motorbikes. So to avoid the motorbikes getting involved or getting interfered with the pedestrians, the city police are going to be stopping the bikes at that end to making sure that they don't interfere with the pedestrian or the vendors that are going to be selling along this area. These are just few of them, and trust me, days from now, red light as normal as always is going to be packed to capacity, packed with street vendors, packed with people that are selling different things, packed with motorcyclists, I mean, and packed with people that have come to purchase something for the season. And trust me, there are quantities of things that have been sold here. And the quantities of those things that have been sold here are just too many. And so, there is no monopoly in this market, in the red light market, because if you have a shoe that you're selling for 500 LD, and I come and ask you how much is the shoe has been sold for 500 LD. If I walk from here, from this spot to another spot, right beside you, someone there is selling the shoe for $350. So it tells you that no one has monopoly over the market here, and no one sells a single market. Everyone, and almost everyone sells almost the same market with different prices. I mean, so that the market can leave their hands early, so that the markets cannot stay in their hands until the season passes. Because when the season passes, it becomes very difficult for people to purchase that market, because the value of that market is going to be normal. Let's say, for example, I'm supposed to buy a shoe for my child, and I've come to the market, and all the area I go, I can't find the shoe. I went to one spot and I found the shoe for a price that I cannot afford. So I'm not going to buy the shoe, and I'm going to leave the shoe until I can have money. I can have money to buy a shoe that is worth less than the shoe you're selling. So we're here. This is the view of Red Light Market. Very, very beautiful. Different markets, different people, different, operations. And it gets beautiful every day, every time. It gets beautiful every second. And the city police are always here, mitigating the traffic flow, finding remedies when traffic are being stopped and vehicles or people who are walking cannot access a certain area. So we've walked for approximately 15 minutes now, and I guess all you see is different goods. All you see is different markets. Everything you see are different kinds of people with different operations. And like I said, we're walking, approaching the police academy area, where we're going to end the live. And Saturday, we're going to be here to talk to street vendors, people who are selling, people who are making markets. People, the other guy won't talk, but. So, this is the closing argument, folks. And those of you who have been following from the start of this live, we want to say thanks for following. Thanks for following. It has always been beautiful. And it is always nice when we bring you these kinds of updates and these kinds of views of Liberia, different places. Another time we'll be in Douala to bring you the full view of Douala, because that side connects another area to another area in Liberia. It's a very large commercial hub. And so we'll be there to bring you that update in a subsequent time, to make sure that you are updated with areas that are basically filled with markets when the independence approaches. Thanks for following. My name has been Anthony Dan, and I want to say thank you. We brought you this area view of Red Light Market. Saturday we'll be here to talk to street vendors, setting their views on the state of market, setting their views on how smooth the market is running, and do a little comparison with administrations of government, and that's just what we're going to do on this television. My name is Anthony. Thanks for following. Have a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday evening.